Well, hello, hello, and good morning. This is Dr. Yonette with another time with you, precious time together, parenting. Right now, we are moving into what we call fine motor and sensory activities or experiences or whatever you want to call it. How have you been? It's nice to connect. It's always such a pleasure to be able to speak with you and share my knowledge. For some of you who don't know, or those of you who don't know, I'm an occupational therapist, been doing this job for many, many years. I'd say about 22 years. And I love it. I work with pediatrics or children. I work with adults going through sickness and diseases and children with various conditions like autism and sensory dysfunction and ADHD, hyperactivity, or any condition that may impact your child, the various syndromes. And I want to work with you this morning as we move into helping baby grow and develop as normal and as successfully as possible. The goal is functionality. Yes, we want our children to be as functional as possible. And we are starting right at the beginning. We talked before about how important it is for a child to have sensory experiences, because through sensory play, the child develops skills for using tools, for walking, for learning, for listening, for all the senses that we have. And it's so important that you allow your child the opportunity to do what I like to say, play in your food. You know, the research shows that 50% of children are born with a functional grasp. And that's what when I say functional grasp, they hold the pencil or the marker or whatever tools they're using this way. And then the other 50%, you see them doing like this, trying to write. There are even some adults who still hold the pencil or the pen in an awkward way when they're writing. You know, so one of my roles as an occupational therapist is to make sure that all our children, at least the ones that I get in contact with, know how to hold and use tools. So we're working on buttoning and doing all those fun things and putting your clothes on and your shoelaces and using a toothbrush to brush your teeth and using a spoon or a knife or a fork. All those glorious things come with fine motor skills. You need to develop the muscles of the hands. And the hands, we talked about this last week, the hands are so phenomenal. We are the only animals that are able to oppose the thumb. So that opposition, bringing the thumb to the finger, is fantastic, something that we do. And this skill helps us to use a pencil. So throw your child's Cheerios, if you're using Cheerios, or whatever vegan food you're using, put it on the child's tray and let the child pick up those small objects, exercising the fingers of the hand and growing and developing to be functional. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. So like we did last week, we are going to start off with our hand exercises. This is my lotion. This is a shea butter nourishing shea cream, and it really smells good. It's by Mary Kay. I got to put that plug in. Yeah, it's by Mary Kay. Now we are going to use this cream. Put a little bit in your child's hand. This is sensory exploration, right? Touch, tactile, and have your child rub it around, and you help the child to do the same depending on the age of your child. I want you to bring all your children close, from baby all the way up to maybe middle school. And if you have a high schooler who is still struggling with fine motor or sensory skills, bring them here too. Let's work on this thing together. All right, so I got the lotion on my hands. Next, we're going to do the finger pushes. We're going to call them gloves. We're putting on imaginary gloves. We're pushing down on those fingers, giving them the input that they need. Push down on each finger one at a time, strengthening those muscles. And we want to do maybe 3 sets. 3 sets. Okay, so 3 sets of 5. So we do it 3 times on each hand. And then we're going to push. After we finish pulling down, we're going to do the gentle push and connect the joints like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're pushing in, joint to joint. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's a quick, light push, not too deep or weighty that it's going to break your child's finger. Nice and gentle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, fantastic. We're done with that. Now, let's get our sensory experience to be a little more pervasive, a little deeper, so that your child can really feel that sensory stuff going on. And I want us to go back to our alphabet like we were doing before. And this time we're going to go in order. I think we did A before. Today we're going to go to the letter B. B, uppercase B over here. Oops. And the lowercase b over here. B is for ball or butterfly. And again, we're putting our reading skills in place. And building our vocabulary. You want to point to the picture and ask your child what the words are. Your child should be growing. The vocabulary should be growing. I'm going to give you some statistics as to how the size of your child's vocabulary, what the size of your child's vocabulary should be at various ages. Okay, so that's the B. And there's my container. Last week we used rice, right? Last week. Today I want us to use shaving cream. We're going to put some shaving cream here, and the sensory experience is going to be, more than one, in the sense that shaving cream has a smell and it has a very strong scent. So we're going to rub the shaving cream around in the container, and you can put the shaving cream on the top of the table and let your child explore it. Some children initially, they have a difficult time getting their fingers into it and their hand into the shaving cream, but you want to be gentle. If your child is resistive, first just put one finger in, hand over hand, and gently do it until the child feels comfortable, and then you can just plunge the hand down into the shaving cream and make a big joke out of it so that the child sees it's not as bad as it looks. It's no big deal. You can do that. So now that the shaving cream is all saturated on the table or in your plate, a great place to do this also is when you're taking a shower. Put some shaving cream on the shower wall, and that means you're setting up the child's hand in this flexed position, and that is going to get those deep muscles of the hand and really do a fantastic job at developing them. So next, you want to do circles. That's when children start to write. The first thing they do is those scribbles round and round. So let your child explore. You want to also do the lines. Those lines going up and down, up and down, up and down. Or lines going across. Let the child just explore and have a good time in the shaving cream. Really having fun and enjoying the experience while you're teaching him or her the letter B. So if your child is at a stage where they can do that vertical line, you have the vertical line going down, then you hop right back up to the top and you do one bubble and two bubbles. For that uppercase B, the vertical line, 1, 2, and then for the lowercase b, you want to do the vertical line, you go down, up halfway to the line, and then you make the bubble at the bottom. B, you make the line down, go halfway up, and the bubble at the bottom. So keep exploring that shaving cream. Keep going at it. This is so much fun. Kids love doing this. And the teachers, if you are listening also, shaving cream is a good cleanser. So if you want to clean up your desk, have a fun day with your kids. Just spread shaving cream over the desk and let them play and explore. And then when they're finished, clean up. Now, B, we said, was the letter, and we identified butterfly, and we identified ball. But B is also for baby. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. So our craft activity, we are running a little late this morning. I'm having so much fun. Our craft activity is going to include some scissor skills and cutting. Can you see my shapes? I have some shapes on this paper. Let's see if you can see them. Yes, that circle. Remember I talked about the circle coming in first. The circle, then I have a rectangle and a couple of rectangles and other things. Now, scissors skills. We are going to start off, if your child is young, get him a child-sized pair of scissors, safety scissors, and he can start squishing and cutting, just snipping paper. Or you may have to go even further back and have them just rip, because ripping would help develop that skill also. Now, when you're cutting, you want your child to be sitting feet flat on the floor. You want that elbow supported on the table. And the child, if he or she is able to cut a circle, that's the first thing we're cutting here. The child must be able to move the paper around so that the circle is cut properly. So that's your circle. Cutting is a bilateral activity because you're using both hands, and you want to engage your child in those activities when they're doing buttoning and shoelace tying. It's all bilateral. Bilateral activities help you to bring the two sides of the brain together so that they can function more efficiently. So you want to get your child doing things like cutting and buttoning and zippering and all those glorious developmental things. So we did our circle. Now, cutting is a very difficult task. The child has to know how to open and shut, right, with the fingers. That's why we do a lot of the finger separation. When you do the shaving cream, you're separating those fingers. We can do one finger at a time, and we can, when we pick up things too, we are separating those fingers. They have to understand that open shut motion too. Now, cutting also, we can start with cutting straight lines. For kids who are still learning how to cut, they're just cutting on the straight line. You can help them if they are not able to do it independently. Help the child to do that. So we are cutting straight lines all the way up. B, we said, is for baby, and B is for boy. So the intention here is to make a picture. We're making, because we're doing the craft things, we're not just drawing today. We're going to make a picture of a boy or a baby. Now, you know, there are certain programs that use this skill where you have your child, if you are trying to get your child to be aware of what he or she looks like as a baby. We start off in the mirror. I saw baby Bliss. She was just looking at herself in the mirror. Her mom and dad had set up a mirror nicely, and she was dancing and getting those jiggles out of her. And while she was doing that, she was seeing what she looks like in the mirror. That's very important. A lot of children who have disabilities don't know what they look like. So this skill is to teach your child to recognize the various parts of the body and to be able to draw themselves, know that they have a hand and a nose and a head and a foot and 2 feet and those kinds of things. So here we go. I'm running a little late. So here we go. So this is where my circle is going to be my head, even though my head is not quite a circle, but I'll call my head a circle. I'm going to connect my head to my rectangle, and my rectangle is going to be called my body. Let's connect that quickly. I connect my rectangle to my head, and that's going to be my body. I have 2 arms, and you can ask baby to show your 2 arms. A lot of kids, again, they connect their arms to the head. Just making an activity helps the child to see where the parts fit. So you're going to put the arms on there. And then you can sing that song that we normally sing. Matman has 1 head. You can say baby has 1 head. And then baby has 2 arms. There are your arms. You connect those arms there. And they connect right there at the shoulder. Then you want to connect to the arms. Baby has 2 hands. They don't only have arms. They have hands so that they can hold mommy. And they can hold the things they need to hold in their environment. So you connect the hand right there, and you connect the other hand. You don't have to be, draw all the fingers and all of that stuff. Just put something rounded there so you can connect the arms. And then we're going to put the 2 legs on. Baby has 2 legs. We're going to connect those 2 legs at the bottom so we can see those 2 legs help us to stand up. And then finally we'll connect the feet, the 2 feet, which we normally put on in shoes. So we put those 2 feet and connect them at the bottom there. We're going to connect those 2 feet. Oh my, I don't think we've ever been on this long. Okay, there are your 2 feet. Let's put this other one over here. 2 feet. And then, of course, you want baby to know that, yes, you have a head, you have a body, you have 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 legs. But you also have 2 eyes. So here's where you can get a marker and have baby just with a dot here. 1, 2 for your 2 eyes. Or you can use wiggly eyes if you want to. You can also put a line for the nose and a big mouth so baby can eat his special favorite food. Okay? So here's your fine motor activity. We looked at the letter B. We used our shaving cream to do our sensory input and to make the letters in. We also used our lotion to exercise those fingers and make them strong. And we want to keep exploring and exposing baby to sensory play so he or she can develop those fine motors of the muscles of the hand. This is Dr. Yonet saying thank you so much for joining me. Send me a text, send me a message. Let's connect. Tell me your needs. Let's talk about them. I'll share strategies and we can grow together as we raise the next generation of successful children. See you again next time.